Tell your dead mama dig her ass up and post a picture that look better than my motherfucking mama. What's wrong with
50 Cent just pulled King Harris into a firestorm, and this one turned personal real fast. What began as a simple versus challenge between T.I. and 50 somehow spiraled into family graves, and one of the wildest clapbacks we've seen in years. When 50 posted an unflattering photo of Tiny Harris, most people expected T.I. to answer. Instead, it was King, and he took it further than anyone predicted. Now the internet is divided. 50 is brushing it off with memes. T.I. is back in the studio, and fans are asking one big question. Did this cross a line you can't walk back from? Let's break down exactly how it unfolded. We all know 50 Cent doesn't let anything slide, and this time he came at King Harris over that grave post. And trust, it escalated quickly. Let's unpack it. This kicked off on February 22nd, 2026. 50 jumped on Instagram and shared a photo of Tiny Harris performing live, but let's keep it real. It wasn't flattering, the angle looked off, the lighting was unforgiving, and it felt intentionally selected to make her look bad. With 50, that rarely feels accidental. And he didn't toss it in his stories to disappear after 24 hours. Nope, he planted it right on his main feed for everyone to scroll past, screenshot, and debate. The caption, I keep saying, keep my name out your mouth, okay? No tags, no long explanation, just the image in that sentence. Everyone knew who it was directed at.
Responded by disrespecting T.I.'s family, more specifically T.I.'s wife, Tiny. 50 took to Instagram and posted a not so flattering photo of T.I.'s wife, Tiny.
Here's where it gets messy. Tiny hadn't mentioned 50 at all. No interviews, no sneak shots, no podcast comments. She was simply living her life, but 50 used her to get at her husband because T.I. kept bringing up that versus battle. And yes, the photo, it definitely didn't help Tiny. It was a rough shot. Let's not minimize who Tiny Harris is, though. She's not just T.I.'s wife. She's a founding member of Escape, an R&B force since the 90s with classics like Just Kickin' It and Who Can I Run To. She built her own career, her own catalog, reality TV success, and a lasting legacy, and 50 reduced all of that to one petty frame. And that shrug emoji, that added fuel, like putting another man's wife on blast for millions, was just casual entertainment. The post caught traction instantly. T.I.'s oldest son saw it within hours, and King Harris, just 21 at the time, didn't play about it. No memes, no coded captions, he went straight to the core. Under 50's post, he commented, "Where your mama?" with the eyes emoji, and if you know 50's history, you know that was heavy. His mother, Sabrina Jackson, was killed in 1983 when he was only 8 years old, but King didn't stop there. He went to his own Instagram, posted a photo of Sabrina Jackson's headstone, tagged 50 and wrote, "Yeah, you dig up your mama." And in another version of this or your mama, then came an emotional Instagram rant, raw and unfiltered anger spilling out in real time.
Go dig her up. Post a picture of your mama because she dead. Pay respect.
King kept pushing. Story after story, he reposted the grave photo, captioning it, "If 50 Cent, this is where your mama at." At that moment, the line was officially crossed. 50 posts. What started as trolling turned into one of the most personal, below-the-belt clashes hip-hop has seen in years. And the wild part, all of this traces back to a versus that was supposed to celebrate music. That's it. According to T.I., the two discussed it in Los Angeles while working on TV and film projects. The plan was straightforward. T.I. would go public first and 50 would back him up. Clean rollout, no drama. I explained everything on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast with Billy DeKing and Wallow 267. Two Southern heavyweights talking catalogs, mutual respect, healthy competition. No hostility, just bars.
To go, and then goddamn, when I was talking to Swiss, I was like, man.
T.I. followed through. As agreed, he went public first on Shannon Sharp's Nightcap podcast, openly calling 50 out for the versus. He was ready for the lyrical challenge, but instead of co-signing, 50 went silent as if the conversation never happened, and that's when the tone changed. It stopped being about versus and started being about credibility. T.I. said it plainly, "When I jump out there, act like he ain't know what going on. I question your character." He went from wanting to share a stage with 50 and a celebration of hits to wanting zero connection, no collaboration, no mutual respect, not even occupying the same room.
Man, that ain't gonna happen. That shit ain't gonna happen, man. I don't want to stand on stage with.
Then T.I. dropped a line that set blogs and comment sections ablaze for weeks. "I had no interest in standing on stage with that. I don't respect." From 50 Cent's viewpoint, music wasn't even the focus anymore. He hasn't released an album since 2014, dedicating his time to TV, film, and major brand deals. His slick Instagram captions, casual shrug emojis, and strategic trolling were classic 50, subtly framing T.I. as the one chasing attention. Then it escalated further. 50 began implying T.I. was a snitch, one of the heaviest accusations in street culture. T.I. fired back immediately. "You playing on my name when only one of us a rat in real life? Step in the Verzuz ring or pipe down." By February 22nd, this tension had been building for weeks. Through podcasts, subliminal posts, and layered shots, what should have been a music celebration had now dragged in family members who weren't even part of the original dispute. The story of Sabrina Jackson. To understand why King's reaction hit so hard, you have to know Sabrina Jackson's story. This wasn't a quiet, natural passing. This was a mother taken violently when her son, Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent, was just 8 years old. Born around 1958 in South Jamaica, Queens, Sabrina raised 50 on her own starting at 15. She hustled to survive, eventually entering the drug trade. Her parenting style was all about survival. Strict, street smart, no pampering, just preparing him for a hard world. In 1983, at just 24 or 25, she was killed. Reports say she was drugged and her apartment's gas lines were tampered with, resulting in carbon monoxide poisoning and a fatal fire. No arrests, no public suspects. More than 40 years later, the case remains unsolved. After her death, Curtis moved in with his grandparents in a crowded South Jamaica home, carrying that trauma into every chapter of his life. That's why seeing his mother's grave weaponized online cuts so deeply. If 50's mother were alive, King Harris made it clear this wouldn't have happened. 50 even honors her permanently. He's Sabrina tattooed on his right forearm with a ghetto angel beneath it. She's buried at Rockville Cemetery in Lynbrook, Nassau County, New York. That's the exact headstone King located, photographed, and posted for millions. The same one he told 50 to a dig up. So what pushed King that far? King Harris, full name Clifford E. Chingiev, was 21 at the time. The eldest son of T.I. and Tiny Harris, born August 26, 2004 in Atlanta, Georgia. He grew up entirely in the public eye, thanks to his parents' entertainment empire. Cameras followed the family since T.I. and Tiny. The Family Hustle premiered in 2011. He watched his father navigate beefs, legal drama, business moves, and public scrutiny, all while reality TV documented it. He also witnessed his mother celebrated as an escape icon and the backbone of the household. King has been building his own music career under the name Kid Sayin', releasing singles and freestyles shaped by the world he grew up in. But to the public, he's still T.I.'s firstborn, expected to move as part of a tight-knit unit, especially when defending Tiny.
Let me ask you a question, man. Do you feel any type of pressure?
They say pressure make diamond.
He's openly spoken about the pressure of carrying T.I.'s name, the comparisons, expectations, and constant public scrutiny. T.I. has even said he sees himself in King, especially the younger version that made impulsive decisions.
You know what I'm saying? I don't fold under pressure, I apply under pressure.
That boy quick on his feet, ain't he?
Yeah, I'm the more, as he was saying, I'm him when he made his most mistake.
And King isn't just a son anymore, he's a father. He's shared that he wants to raise his child with independence and resilience, lessons learned from his parents. So when 50 posted that unflattering photo of Tiny Harris, King reacted instantly. No PR spin, no strategy, pure emotion. In his eyes, a man with over 30 million followers had disrespected his mother, and he responded instinctively. The problem wasn't defending her, any son would. The problem was how far he went. Instead of keeping it about 50's credibility or the Verzuz situation, King went to the most sensitive place possible, 50's deceased mother's grave. A playing like that, going like that, he said, "How y'all raised?" "I'm not raised like that. I don't go by my mama." The contradiction didn't go unnoticed. Claiming the moral high ground while telling someone to dig up their deceased mother crossed a line most hip-hop culture won't touch. Some commentators understood his anger, but noted accountability would likely follow behind closed doors.
T.I.'s son then jumped in the mix. I ain't even mad at him for defending his mom. Now, do I think that this will go to some crazy level of some? No,
T.I. and Tiny were expected to address it privately, reminding King that, no matter the provocation, graves are off limits.
Tiny or T.I. is definitely going to check him on that because they not them type of people.
Hip-hop history shows family angles can get messy. Tupac targeted Faith Evans during his feud with the notorious B.I.G. on Hit 'Em Up. Jay-Z went graphic about Carmen Bryan, NASA's child's mother, on a Super Ugly, and the backlash was so intense his own mother reportedly called to make him apologize.
Well, when Super Ugly came out and we heard it, everybody was like, you corny.
Carmen later shared that Jay-Z regretted dropping the track almost immediately. When family is pulled into beef, the fallout often lasts longer than the original conflict.
Never been in any of our vehicles. So, you know, that was just him just grasping at things and just trying to, you know, make an instant comeback.
The parallels with King Harris are clear. When someone feels their family violated, escalation is instinctive, but history shows the backlash usually outweighs the initial satisfaction. Jay-Z learned that in 2001. Whether King takes the lesson in 2026 remains to be seen. Within hours of King's posts, T.I. was reportedly back in the studio. Late February 22nd into early 23rd, he recorded a diss track, Direct, Deliberate. DJ 2ump, behind many of T.I.'s biggest hits, produced it. Dark synths, heavy bass, militant trap drums, unmistakably confrontational. I posted a snippet on Instagram. UNS want war. Bet had the right one this time. The duck emoji, a reference to calling 50 a duck, slang for someone who dodges confrontation. Lyrics were protective, sharp, and family-focused, without naming 50 outright, but the target was clear.
Direct names, it might just be a cut off his upcoming album because the album's title is Kill the King.
Some say the track was already planned for an album release. Others claim T.I. recorded it fresh after King's outburst. Either way, the timing was deliberate. Dropping a war-themed track hours after your son posts a grave photo is no coincidence. Hip-hop reactions were split. Some praised T.I. for keeping it musical, respecting diss track tradition like Pusha T with Adidon or Kendrick with Meet the Grams. Others criticized him for appearing to support King's grave post instead of de-escalating privately. The optics, complicated. Son attacking online, father responding in the booth, a full court press.
So I think that, you know, that is more of a way for them to check him on the space of like how you carry yourself versus how this carries himself. Now, we all could agree, let's keep it 1,000. That shit 50 did was whack.
One thing everyone agreed on, this all started because 50 Cent posted Tiny. T.I.'s public focus stayed on music versus catalogs competition. He never initially attacked 50's family or personal trauma. At the end of the day, this beef began over music, a versus that never happened, and spiraled into one of the most personal exchanges hip-hop has seen in years. 50 Cent responded his way, T.I. responded his way, and King Harris, he made sure the world heard him. The bigger question, does this simmer down or is it the start of something bigger? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Did King go too far, or was he defending his mom? And for more breakdowns like this, tap into the next video on your screen. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, click one of the boxes on your screen for more hot stories like this.